Hi, I'm Polly Jean Harrison from the Fintech Times, and I'm here at Money 2020. Would you like to introduce yourself for us, please?
Yes, my name is Anshu Sharma. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Skyflow. We are a data privacy platform.
Fantastic. And how are you finding the conference so far?
Oh, it's been great. I think we came here day before yesterday. It's been a fantastic conference. There's lots of interesting people. So it's been fabulous.
Amazing. So let's get right into it. What are the primary challenges of collecting and storing data today?
Well, I think you have to step back and ask the question, why do we collect sensitive data, right? Nobody's in the business of collecting sensitive data. Well, maybe there's one or two companies we shan't name, but I think most companies just want to give customers the experience they want. For example, you may want to transfer money from one account to another. You may be opening a new banking account. You may be traveling. In all of these interactions, the company needs to collect some data so they can service you. And this data may be things like national ID numbers, credit card numbers, debit card numbers, date of birth. Just think about even your average airline knows so much about you. And none of these companies particularly like handling that sensitive data, especially in the era of GDPR and data sharing compliance and stuff. So what Skyflow does is we take that burden off of the companies and manage it as a service for them by taking advantage of what we call a data privacy vault.
Amazing. And so how have we seen the handling of sensitive data change? Obviously you mentioned a little bit just then, but have you noticed any sort of regional disparities as well with this?
Yes, I think laws are definitely different in different parts of the world. Although lately there's been an effort by United States to have laws that are similar to European laws to bring them back to parity. But we definitely see the requirements in India, in Korea are different than requirements in Berlin and UK. As a result of our data privacy vault architecture, we can run the vaults in multiple different regions, have them managed independently. As a result, customers can essentially get data protection and data residency from our platform as a service.
Amazing. And so how are your solutions applicable beyond the scope of financial services as well?
Oh, just think of all the interactions that we go through in our day-to-day life, right? So as I mentioned, travel services, if you book a flight to come here to Amsterdam, you probably gave a bunch of information. Your health insurance company, your national health provider, all of these companies and entities need some amount of information about you. Oftentimes, they don't really need the exact information. They may need to prove to somebody else that they know you. So for example, an airline doesn't need to really capture your credit card number if they can get the payment processed by somebody else. Your national health service may not need to capture all the information for you if they're sending you to a lab facility. The lab may just need to identify you. So there's this new concept of a zero knowledge proof and zero knowledge computation, which allows you to essentially attest to the fact that you are who you are, or you have a certain amount of money in your bank account, and we can do all of that without ever decrypting the data. And so with modern forms of cryptography and zero knowledge proof, you can actually have your cake and eat it too. And I think that's what we're trying to bring to the world, so that all of these use cases, from healthcare to travel services to airlines to banking, can all operate on a data infrastructure that was built for privacy.
Amazing. And so what about tokenization then? What kind of role does that play when it comes to privacy?
Yes, so tokenization is one of the techniques that comes into play. Essentially, when you encrypt the data, we can create a token for you that's format preserving. So it may look like a real date of birth, it may look like a real credit card number, but it's not the real information. And so you can pass the token around and they can verify the information, they can sometimes process the payment. As a result, there's a level of indirection so that your data is not getting passed from entity to entity in its raw format, and you're essentially leveraging zero knowledge proof kind of systems to pass these tokens along.
Fantastic. And then just finally, I know that you recently announced a partnership with Plaid. Could you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, we were very thrilled to see that Plaid is doubling down on the incredible work they do in security and privacy. So for those of you who don't know, Plaid is a company that connects consumers to their own banking data. And what we are doing for them is their B2B customers, the companies that get the data through Plaid, now have the ability to get a vault from Skyflow that's pre-configured, that's pre-built for Plaid data, and they can just turn it on and get all the benefits we talked about: security, privacy, data residency, all built in without having to do much.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time today. Hope you enjoy the rest of the conference.
Thank you so much. It was a great conversation. I look forward to having more conversations with you in future.